everybody, this is Oscar once again here with SideHustlePlaybook.biz. This week we're going to be going over a question that we get quite a bit is selling on Amazon. I posted a blog post about a week or so ago going over some of the things that you should know before selling on Amazon. That way you don't get hit with any surprises. Amazon compared to eBay is a different animal. There's some similarities, especially when you look at the fulfilled by merchant path, but there's things that you got to be careful with, because they are a little bit more stringent, more strict, especially on the FBA. So if you haven't had a chance, go to SideHustlePlaybook.biz, and from there you can see under the Amazon section what you need to know before selling on Amazon. A couple things that I wanted to point out. Let's start off with just the differences. So when you hear somebody say FBA, that is fulfilled by Amazon. And what that means is you're going to get product and you're going to send it in to the Amazon warehouses. From there, they sell it for you. They ship it for you, off their platform. If there's any customer service issue, they handle that. And then from there, you just get the money that you made off of it minus the fees. And with Amazon FBA, there are quite a few fees, so it's very important that you understand that. Fulfilled by merchant, on the other hand, is you're listing it similar to eBay, where you're listing it on the Amazon website. You are going to handle, though, the shipping of the item. You're going to handle any customer service issues. Customer has an issue with the product or they want to return it. They're going to return it to you, so you're going to have to handle that. But again, there's fees involved, not quite as heavy as the FBA, but it really depends on the product, right? And it depends on the profit margins and things like that on which way you should go. We have sold on Amazon using both methods. At this point, we're probably way more FBM than we are FBA. Some of the things that you have to watch out for with FBA, and it can be very profitable. There's people that are making a killing on Amazon FBA, but you got to know your fees. It's very important to know exactly how much money you're going to earn after you send the item in and you sell it at a certain price. So one of the things that you want to become very familiar with is one of the things you really want to get familiar with is with this fulfillment by Amazon revenue calculator. And in here you would put in your ASIN or whatever it is that you're trying to sell, and then from there you enter what it cost you, what how many are you sending, things like that, and you can start getting a feel for what your total profit is going to be once you sell an item minus all the fees. And that's one of the biggest difference with Amazon FBA is that you are going to have to ship it in. So you're going to pay for shipping to get the items to Amazon. They do have discounted shipping, so it's actually not too expensive, but there is that fee, right? And depending, there might be times where you have multiple items of the same SKU or the same product, right? That you're going to have to send to multiple locations. Amazon will have you ship it to different warehouses across the United States, so you kind of have to look or take into account that piece as well. Once it's there, there could be storage fees, or could be long-term storage fees that you have to kind of play with as well, and then what their cut is when they sell the item. So some of the things that you want to make sure you understand is, what those storage fees are. In my experience, and kind of, looking at the numbers, and again, you kind of have to look at it per product. You're going to have to look at what your business model is or what you're trying to sell, but definitely use the calculator. But what I found for us, large, heavy items, usually are, you're going to pay a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's all about slow-moving items. If your items are sitting in their Amazon warehouse, it's going to be tough for them to be profitable unless you have a big margin where it makes sense for you to keep them there. For us, it didn't. We had slim margins on it, and initially they sold very fast. Some of the products that we were basically sending in, technology type products, new items, in the box, factory sealed. And initially they were selling like hotcakes and everything was going good, but eventually it started slowing down, and that's where we kind of started running into the long-term storage fees that we were getting hit with, because it was slow moving. So you want things that are kind of just going, fast moving product. If it's light or doesn't take up a lot of space, your storage fees are going to be a lot less. But you're going to also, the nice thing about it is that you don't have to worry about the customer service part. That's great. Being able just to send stuff in and get going is awesome. But also understand Amazon's refund policy, or, for any customer. That's one thing as a customer that we love, that if we get something and we don't like it or something didn't go well, we can easily return it back to Amazon. Understand that you have to be able to eat that cost, because Amazon is going to 100% take it in, and just like they will with FBM. If you're fulfilled by merchant, understand that Amazon's customer service is always going to be towards the customer, and they'll return it to Amazon, and they're going to deduct all those, the money back from you. So you basically lose that on that item. And in most cases, not all, if it depends on how the customer returns it, in most cases you cannot resell that. So you can pull it back, or you can have Amazon destroy it. But if you return it back, you can kind of determine there if it's something that you can resend to them, by maybe putting it in a new box or something like that. Or if it's something that you're going to have to now sell as used, or some open box, things like that. So that's where it gets a little tricky. For us, it was one of those things where, it made sense early where we were selling quite a bit and things are moving. After a while, it didn't, so we focused more on fulfilled by merchant. Fulfilled by merchant, just like, eBay, you're going to be able to list things on their platform, which is great because you're going to get the visibility. But just remember, think of it when you shop on Amazon. You're always looking for Prime. You're going to want to go with that first. So fulfilled by merchant, until you get to a certain level, you can't be Prime shipping, because usually you're going to ship it ground or USPS. So that might not qualify for Prime. So that's one of the downfalls. You're not going to get as much traffic unless you're offering something that Amazon itself doesn't have in the warehouse. You're not going to get that traffic or those sales like you would if you could offer Prime. But for us, we still sell a few items here and there, and it's heavier items or slow moving items. So at the end of the day, we're not paying the storage fees that Amazon has, and there's no pressure on us really to, kind of monitor our inventory. Here, as you can see on the blog post, you can definitely see, what fulfillment by Amazon, the categories. You see a lot of the home and kitchen, like, small, little like knives, the little cutlery, things like that. Toys and games do well. New stuff, the sports and outdoors, and you can see kitchen and dining all do very well on FBA. FBM, you will see a lot of the same stuff. Different. Some things are a little bit higher than others, but again, we've used both. We probably sold way more on FBA when we had items moving in. But again, it was just slow moving and the fees started hitting us. There was a time where Amazon was encouraging you to send everything to them and basically use them as a storage facility, which was great at the time, because even if we sold something on eBay, we could fulfill it and send it from Amazon, which you can still do today. It's just you have to be good with knowing how much to send to them, so you don't have too much sitting there. Now, if you need to pull product back, they'll send you emails about, hey, long-term storage fees are coming up. Check your inventory, and you can see what's going to get hit with those fees and pull it back very cheaply. I think it's like 50 cents or 75 cents to return an item back. I might be off on that, but so that is one good thing. But if you have 1,000 items, that's a lot of money. So just kind of be wary of that. So, the best thing to do is you want to test a little bit. If you are going to jump into FBA, kind of test out your products that you're going to send to them before just sending a ton. And make sure your numbers support it. Whatever you send them, you kind of want it to get through, I think it's 30 days ideally, right? Within 30 days, you want to be kind of selling stuff and sending stuff in, selling stuff and sending stuff in. And for FBM, a little bit different, for sure. Give you a quick look at what it looks like once you're in. This is basically Amazon Seller Central. For FBM, your account is free. If you go to FBA, you are going to have to pay to be on the Pro account. And again, if you're selling, it's going to make sense because you're getting the Prime shipping, you're getting all that type of stuff. So, it can make sense for you. But again, if you are starting out, I definitely recommend starting out with FBM, getting some items, getting some books. One of the things that we do sell quite a bit are books, like tech books, these textbooks, things like that aren't as easy to find. Things that might be one or two editions behind that maybe a school or a class is requiring, and we have it, and you can actually put your price up a little bit higher, and that thing will usually sell. So we've been having a lot of good luck with that. But once you're in here, you can see your news, messages, open orders, any messages from buyers. So if you're doing FBM, that's where you're going to see your messages. You can set up alerts and things like that, so you don't have to keep logging in here. It's something that's something that's definitely worth looking and investigating to see if it matches what you have when the products you have. In my experience, new factory sealed is usually usually best for FBA. A lot of times they won't even let you send used items other than like books and things like that. But used items usually FBM is going to work best, and you'll see success. I mean, again, it's not one of those things where we have pop-in all the time. Compared to eBay, we do many more sales on eBay. But again, it is nice having this as another stream. So that's one of the things that you're always going to hear me talking about on this channel or on our blog, is trying to have multiple streams, so that if one slows down or one changes rules and makes it, where you're not making as much money anymore, you have another one that you've been, another stream of income that you've been working on, that you can hopefully use that to back up what you're making on another platform. So that's, to me, the best, is when you have multiple streams, and that's why we'll have this channel and this website, that you can see the multiple things that I do. And when I say we, it's myself, my wife, and family members, that we kind of all side hustle. We're all trying to make some extra money, hoping that one day one of these things will hit big, where we can look at maybe doing it full time. But right now it's a side hustle, so I definitely have like 2 to 3 different side streams that we got going on. So we'll keep kind of bringing up all the other stuff that we do. But until next time, definitely check it out. Any questions, send them on in, and you can also go to the blog and enter your comments. And like I said, we'll try to do our best to get you as much info as possible. Until next time, my friends, have a great one.